Story-driven games on PS5 are continuing to evolve, with a new lineup in 2026 focusing heavily on characters, choices, and cinematic storytelling. From dark sci-fi journeys to emotional single-player adventures, these titles are aiming to deliver deeper and more immersive narratives. Let's get into it. Blight Survival is a PvE action horror game set in a war-torn medieval land where players fight both infected creatures and hostile humans, alone or in up to 4-player co-op. Combat uses a directional system with simple controls and deeper mastery over time. Weapons, armor, and talents support different builds. Each run involves deciding when to leave with gathered resources or continue further toward the source of the spreading infection.
Hi everyone, Ulrich here, Creative Director for Blight Survival. First off, on behalf of myself, Mats, Ash, and the team, thank you. Hitting 1.5 million wishlists is a massive milestone. We're incredibly grateful for your support. We're taking the time to make sure that it pays off when the moment comes to put Blight in your hands. When we teamed up with Behavior, we spent a lot of time digging into the original vision for Blight. It quickly became clear that if we wanted to truly do justice, we needed to take a step back and rebuild our core systems from the ground up.
We're designing Blight to be a brutal, visceral game. Combat is meant to be felt, from the first clash to the final deadly blow. These finishes are just one part of our immersive combat system that we can't wait to show you in the future. We've started ramping up on small-scale playtests, so for anyone who's interested in shaping the future of Blight, join us on Discord. Thank you from everyone here at the team at Blight, and we can't wait to see you soon.
Ontos is a sci-fi mystery set in a repurposed moon hotel where players investigate experiments linked to a scientist's past while uncovering hidden truths. Gameplay centers on solving puzzles, managing resources, and interacting with complex machinery through hands-on systems. Progress depends on decisions that can change outcomes, with no single solution to problems. Encounters and tests challenge logic and morality as players uncover deeper layers behind the station's strange operations.
Existence, really? Surely a question without an answer. Your father thought he knew, and it inspired him to grant wishes.
Who's there? Nightmare. Yes!
That's why all of us are here. You want to understand, to know. Then you have to step beyond the walls surround you. Play your father's game. Push the very limits until you're in reality itself breaks.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Say hi back.
Of course they know.
What if I...
Judas is a narrative-driven first-person shooter set on a failing starship where players control a character trying to survive by dealing with hostile factions. Gameplay combines gunplay with abilities and hacking, allowing different combat approaches. Progress depends on decisions that influence relationships with key characters who react and remember actions. A dynamic system changes encounters and story paths, while objectives involve repairing or destroying parts of the ship to move forward.
We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are the frog in a pot, boiling so slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here to set you free, whether you like it or not.
Blood Message is a single-player action-adventure set in 848 AD, during the late Tang Dynasty. Following a father and son traveling across deserts to deliver an important message, gameplay uses a third-person view with stealth and close combat focused on survival. The path is linear, with story progression tied to movement across regions. The relationship between the two characters plays a key role in how situations are handled and understood.
神佛还会比我和稀吗？
我是认真决定的，我还是想再试一次。
今日我们所流的血，是为了把大唐带回来。我们必须在破城之前把宁带出来。一人一个。安宁，等着我。安宁，安宁，
阿爷，我将追随沙洲一举。
去长安，你这是让他们去送死！
输赢成败，皆如沙上之大，风来即散，为众生之苦，长漫于天地之间。
回家吧，这一切毫无意义。有人，天命所归，我才是大唐。到头来，除了死更多人，什么都不会改变。
没有我的帮助，你走不出这片沙漠。如果神不肯拯救我们的部族，那就让我来。
阿宁，等着我。
是对信使，每个人都做好了有去无回的打算。
Project TAL is a single-player action RPG built around Korean mythology and traditional Tao masks. Set in a large fantasy environment, combat uses fast-paced melee and skill combos with mechanics that allow climbing giant enemies to target weak points. A companion system adds AI allies with different combat roles that react to player actions and surroundings. Progress involves fighting powerful creatures, improving abilities, and using companions to handle different combat situations. A Whisper of Fall, Jin Wei is an action RPG set in the Ming Dynasty, where players take the role of an undercover agent within the Imperial Guard while handling tasks for multiple factions. Gameplay combines martial arts combat with movement skills like wall running and rooftop traversal. A deduction system allows players to analyze cases and predict outcomes. Missions involve investigation, combat, and decision-making across sandbox levels and shifting timelines that affect progression.
最后一幅缝在肚皮里，内容是：好一个明察秋毫。料敌在前，发先至。
先生可曾听闻千叶之术？
站住！今天这儿被王府包了，不见外客。
追不上了。夜里的兵丁果然少了许多。
王爷有时就回府，咱们怎么还在这儿当值啊？哎，别乱说。
大人，我家的令牌呢？有刺客，快来人！
未曾想到，当年跑船的脚夫。 如今竟已如此，
还不止如此。
我说好了，一辈子东西也敢抢，找死！今日成全你！ 纵横江湖这么多年，一个荒唐小儿也敢欺我！
走到这最后一步，还有谁可以帮你？
一定有办法。这个办法不在庙堂。 在那些没人在乎的地方，在那些几近无名之辈身上，相信会拨云见日，找到答案。
Black Myth Zhong is a single-player action RPG based on Chinese folklore, featuring a character known for hunting and controlling spirits. Gameplay centers on close combat using weapons and abilities tied to exorcism, including the use of talismans and spirit-based powers. Encounters involve fighting powerful enemies and bosses while managing different skills. Progression focuses on improving combat techniques and using supernatural abilities to handle threats across a myth-inspired setting.
Hey. No scolding, no flogging, life's spared. Why risk going back? This place, we've got food on our table and...
Project Windless is a single-player action RPG set in a dark fantasy setting where players control a recon warrior in a large open environment. Gameplay involves traveling across regions, forming alliances, and taking part in large-scale battles with many AI units. Combat focuses on skill-based actions against different enemy types. Multiple races play roles in encounters, while progression depends on combat ability, movement across areas, and interaction with factions.
This world was never yours to keep. How dare you stand in the way of purity, little king?
Capcom proudly presents the latest all-new entry to the Onimusha swordplay action series.
Onimusha Way of the Sword is an action game set in a version of Edo-era Kyoto, where players control a samurai fighting demonic enemies known as Genma. Combat centers on sword-based fighting with timing and precision, supported by abilities from a mystical Oni gauntlet. Encounters involve close-range battles against groups and stronger enemies. Progression involves moving through dangerous areas, defeating threats, and using combat skills to handle increasingly difficult fights.
Miyamoto Musashi.
Let's see your best then, eh?
Musashi set out on his journey with a simple goal: master the sword and stand peerless above all swordsmen. But the Genma had other plans. Musashi is struck down, but finds himself revived with an Oni gauntlet on his arm. Now, Musashi has a new goal: rise up against the monstrous Genma ravaging the land, and carve himself a new fate. But his path is not a lonesome one. A vibrant cast of allies awaits.
Musashi!
And his old rival, Sasaki Ganryu, stands firmly in his way. With blade in hand and fate in the balance, will Musashi's bloody battles against formidable foes deliver him hope or despair? Kyoto's history is abound with many strange tales and unsettling mysteries. And you can experience strands of these hidden legends woven throughout the story. Feel the ring of steel on steel, intense duels. Reduce enemies to pieces with the devastating Isen. Parry and deflect attacks with well-timed blocks to turn the tide of battle in your favor. And, of course, absorb souls with the Oni Gauntlet to recover health or ready powerful abilities. Moving from one bloody and desperate battle to the next, Musashi searches for his reason to fight. What answers will he find at the end of his blade? Miyamoto Musashi walks the perilous path of the Onimusha. And on it, a new legend will be forged.
Control Resonant is an action RPG set in a distorted Manhattan where players control a character with supernatural abilities against reality-altering threats. Gameplay combines melee combat, shape-shifting weapons, and powers that interact with the environment. Movement and combat are affected by gravity changes and shifting spaces, adding new challenges. Progression involves upgrading abilities, adapting to different enemy types, and using both powers and surroundings to handle encounters across changing areas.
Director of Control Resonant, the game-changing sequel to Control. What you are seeing here is an early mission captured from our in-development build. We play as Dylan Faden, our supernaturally gifted hero, in a version of Manhattan like you haven't seen before. We recently acquired Shift, an ability that empowers Dylan to seamlessly move through gravity anomalies and adapt to the world around him. Here we are showcasing a set of different forms of Dylan's main weapon, the Aberrant, can take, and his supernatural abilities. There are a lot of different ones you can discover to suit your playstyle. While in combat, we encourage you to play aggressively, balancing between melee attacks and abilities.
Any updates for me?
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it. Just try to stay alive out there, okay?
Almost there, Zoe. What the hell is that thing? Something. I know where the Resonant is, Zoe. I'll call you back.
Resonants are the dominant threat in what's our most ambitious game to date. And we can't wait to share it with you later in 2026.
This is an SOS.
Directive 8020 is a sci-fi horror adventure set on a crashed colony ship where players manage a crew facing a shape-shifting alien threat. Gameplay combines stealth, quick reactions, and limited combat using improvised tools. A branching story system changes events based on player decisions, leading to different outcomes. Players must identify hidden threats among the crew while handling survival situations, making choices that affect who lives and how events unfold.
We'll be holding out here until you come for us. Oh my god. We need urgent assistance.
They're right behind me! Open the fucking door!
God.
It's alive.
Please. Help us.
Get me out of here!
Or I'm gonna fucking freeze.
It's fucking burning in here! You can't leave me out here!
Please.
Pragmata is a sci-fi action-adventure set in a lunar research station where players control a human and an android working together to progress. Gameplay combines shooting with a hacking system that interacts with enemies and the environment. Players must coordinate both characters to solve situations and move through areas. Combat and traversal rely on switching between abilities, using technology, and managing encounters while advancing through the station.
Go to Earth.
What the hell is going on here? And why are these things trying to kill us?
While I was preparing to depart for Earth, the moonquake struck, damaging Edis.
Enacting attack protocol. Permission to commit acts of controlled violence granted.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm calling it. You'd make a lousy friend. We'll shut Edis down, and then we'll head to Earth.
Let's do our best. I decide my own way, and I'm going to Earth with you.
We're a team, right?
A whole new life. If you're ready.
Okay, then let's go. Together. I'm gonna get a better look.
Hello. We are Cabin, your one-stop companion for all things shelter.
Saros is a third-person action game focused on a soldier investigating a lost colony on an alien planet. Combat mixes shooting with bullet-heavy encounters and roguelike systems where each run resets but unlocks permanent upgrades. A shield mechanic allows blocking attacks and converting absorbed energy into powerful weapons. Progress involves gathering resources and holograms to improve abilities while adapting to changing combat situations.
The sun is forever. Simon doesn't do me.
Silent Hill Townfall is a first-person psychological horror game set in an isolated town. Players control a character investigating past events linked to the area. Gameplay combines evasion, limited combat, and puzzle solving using tools like a handheld device that detects signals and reveals hidden elements. Movement through locations requires careful resource use and awareness of threats. Progress depends on solving puzzles and surviving encounters while uncovering fragments of the story.
I woke up in the water again. But this time it's different. I keep trying to fix what happened. But no matter what I do,
you can't fix it. It doesn't let us change things. You did what you did.
No Law is a first-person action RPG set in a cyberpunk city where players take control of a former soldier navigating conflicts between different groups. Gameplay supports both stealth and direct combat using weapons, gadgets, and movement across vertical areas. Decisions during missions affect outcomes and character interactions. Progress involves upgrading abilities, choosing different approaches to encounters, and handling situations that change based on player actions.
I walked away from it all. Kept my hands in dirt instead of blood. But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple. You reap what you sow.
Hela is a 3D adventure where players control a small mouse traveling through nature-inspired environments while completing tasks to help a sick witch. Gameplay involves puzzle solving, item collection, and movement using tools like a backpack for interaction. Both solo and co-op play are supported, allowing shared problem solving. Progress depends on gathering resources, crafting items, and using environmental mechanics to overcome obstacles across different areas. Westlanders is an open-world survival game set in a Wild West environment where players manage resources, build structures, and expand settlements. Gameplay includes crafting tools, farming, mining, and creating production systems while using a customizable wagon as a mobile base. Both solo and co-op play are supported. Progress depends on gathering materials, upgrading equipment, recruiting workers, and developing connected settlements to improve efficiency and handle threats. Zoopunk is a 3D action RPG set in a diesel-punk environment featuring animal characters fighting a machine empire. Combat is built around fast melee attacks, combos, and dodging, with support for 2 4-player co-op. Each character brings a distinct fighting style that changes team roles in battles. Progress involves completing missions, improving abilities, and coordinating with teammates to handle enemy groups across industrial areas.
But I got it.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5. It's worth a shot.
Ain't you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong. I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him. Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What?
Huh?
Come to Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look. All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City.